A high-performance culture is a culture that basically can achieve the results that it is intended to achieve. They achieve the impact that they were designed to achieve, and a high-performance organisation, its results are captured basically in its mission and vision statement. And so a high-performance organisation is one that will achieve its mission, fulfil it, and also achieve its vision. Now, lots of organisations, lots of leaders can prove that they do lots of activity. They can prove that they get things done. They can prove that they hire people. They can prove that they complete projects, that they create products and services. But what we don't get enough of is proof of impact. That how well did we fulfill our mission? How well did we achieve our vision, or how close did we get to it? The reason why measurement is such a key part of a high-performance culture and becoming a high-performance organisation is that the higher we want to perform, the better we want to perform, the more important our knowledge is about that performance. And that knowledge needs to have accuracy and precision for it to really guide us to make the best decisions to achieve high performance. Now, accuracy, if you think about shooting arrows at a target, accuracy is when, on the average, the arrows are close to the bullseye. Precision is a different thing. Think about the arrows, but think about them landing very close to each other and not necessarily close to the actual bullseye. We need both that kind of information. When information's accurate, it basically means it's got far less bias. And when it's precise, it means that it's quite consistent. And we need those qualities in the information that's going to guide us toward high performance. How leaders can create a high-performance culture and a high-performance organisation is by being very, very deliberate with what they do through their leadership role. I call it evidence-based leadership, and it's not really about how to lead. It's not about inspiring people and managing conflict and any of those kinds of things. Evidence-based leadership is about what to lead. The reason why so many organisations probably don't have high-performance cultures already is something that I'm almost entirely convinced has to do with this tension of transparency and accountability. We talk a lot about that these days. We want transparent information and we want people to be accountable or held accountable for results. I think at the moment what we by and large define these terms to mean, whether it's right or wrong, I think the general feeling around the word transparency is judgment. That when we make information transparent, when we make the performance of our organisation transparent, we're putting it out there to be judged. And judgment never feels good, and judgment's often unfair. With accountability, I think the feeling that we have around accountability at the moment is really blame, is not so much who is accountable, but who do we hold accountable and who do we blame for this? And that's not very constructive either. And it's little wonder that so many leaders just want to avoid this conversation altogether and don't want to have really powerful performance measures of how well they're fulfilling their mission and how well they're achieving their goals, because they probably aren't achieving them all that well and they're just putting bad news out on display. The solution is to reframe what transparency and accountability really mean and make them work for us. So instead of transparency being about judgment, it really needs to be about learning. The only way we can learn things is to know what we don't already know. And the transparency of performance information is where we can do so much learning, particularly if our goal is to become a high-performance organisation. The reframe around accountability is to get it away from blame and to make it more about improvement. So rather than who is to blame, it's who is to initiate the improvement, who's going to do something about this, who's going to own it. that kind of change, that kind of reframe doesn't happen overnight, but it's not going to happen at all unless we really start talking about those two words very differently.